Hi everyone, 95 Fathoms here, and welcome to the final hunt of my Gen 5 Moth team quest, Volcarona. If you've seen my older videos, you may know that I've hunted this before, and it actually was my very first live hunted shiny. However, I did that with a really bad camera setup. My arm managed to block the screen the moment it shined, and it was the game farthest from the camera, so even if my arm hadn't gotten in the way, I don't know that you would have been able to see it. So I've never been fully satisfied with how that video came out. Volcarona is also my favorite Pokemon, so I have absolutely no qualms about hunting it multiple times. And I mean, it's kind of mandatory to hunt for a team of Gen 5 moths regardless. As for the hunt itself, the static Volcarona in Relic Castle can be soft reset for in Black and White 1, which is where I'm hunting this, once you've beaten Getsis, and it can be as simple as that. However, since it appears at level 70 and has a catch rate of only 15, it's not far off from being a legendary hunt, so you want to come prepared. I'm going to use the same strategy I did for my first Volcarona, which involves a Smeargle and a Ninetales. I gave Smeargle the usual Spore and Super Fang, but I also gave it Soak to change Volcarona's type and remove its Stab, and I gave it Haze to counteract the potential for a scary amount of stat boost between Silverwind and Quiver Dance. Once Smeargle has done its initial setup, I'll switch to my Ninetales, which I bred with Hypnosis and has Flash Fire for its ability. So Volcarona's Heat Wave will do nothing, its Bug moves will be resisted, and Ninetales can keep putting it back to sleep if it wakes up. Might be overkill, but I was able to pull the Pokemon that I used for my first hunt, so it didn't take any extra work to do it again, and I caught my first Volcarona easily using this strategy, so I'm not going to fix what's not broken. With all of that said, I'm going to get into my first reset here. And there's a normal Volcarona. And I will see you when the final member of the Moth Team Quest decides to shine. Oh, shiny Volcarona! Shiny Volcarona! What? Oh, I was really pushing to try to hit 12k today, and shiny Volcarona. Oh god. Okay, let me switch to a single screen. I gotta get it ready to capture this thing. Okay, after 11,776 SRs, shiny Volcarona on my Italian White version, which is crazy because I double-checked my spreadsheet to confirm my recollection, and yes, with the exception of Metapod, the past, 5 shinies that I found while hunting for this quest, excluding the Burmy line, since none of those were hunted on this Italian White version, the last 5 shinies were found on this game, so this game has gone crazy with the luck. I was, as I said, I was really pushing to hit 12k today, but I was like, okay, you know what? I just feel like this is gonna take, really go the distance. I feel like I'm gonna hit 20k for this, so I was not expecting to get it today. I was just trying to get my numbers up. I didn't think I was gonna be able to have time to hit 12k probably before I have to do other things. But here we go. It is also the day of the eclipse, April 8th, 2024. The eclipse, I was not seeing the totality of the eclipse here, but it just feels fitting since Volcarona is is it even the sun Pokemon? I should know its category off the top of my head since it is my favorite Pokemon. But yeah, it is the sun Pokemon, I was right. Anyway, this is very cool to have the last shiny in this quest, but let me capture it. I've got a PP counter up. I don't think I did multiple test captures. I think we'll be okay. Certainly if I don't accidentally hit run, that would be ideal. So the first thing we want to do before we do anything else is, well, we want to put it to sleep. Okay, so I think it used, I guess I don't know exactly. I think that was Heat Wave it just used. Or no, I think I saw Wind in there, so I think that was Silverwind or Viventa. Okay, so it's asleep, and then we want to soak it to remove the stab. That's what we want to do next. And then we want to Super Fang. I feel like one of my games had a really slow Smeargle when I was doing the test captures, and it might have been this one. Or maybe I'm just unlucky in it, or I guess lucky in some sense in this Volcarona is just really fast. Okay. We got it Super Fanged. If it hits me again, it probably will knock me out. We're just gonna go for it. Oh, that's Bug Buzz PP. That's Silverwind, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I need to be doing PP calculator or counter on this, but we're gonna do it just to be safe. We're gonna heal Smeargle up so I can switch it in more easily, but then we're gonna switch into Ninetales to tank attacks. Okay, stay asleep. Now we should be set. I don't want to weaken it more because it should be okay from here. And yeah. I don't, just in case it does struggle, which I don't think it will, but again, we just want to be fully prepared. Volcarona is not like an easy catch, so. Alright, so I think it matches reasonably well, but also Dive Ball is just one of my favorite, it is my favorite Pokeball. I don't know why I started saying one of. It matches kind of well with the blue. Obviously, it's a fire type, so that's kind of a weird match, but I love the Dive Ball, so I really want to catch. Do not, okay, alright, I was going to say, do not say I did all of that setup just to have it. Okay, that's Quiver Dance. We don't like to see that. I just would prefer to be safe rather than sorry when it comes to a shiny catch. Certainly, if I'm going to be pushed to use a Master Ball, I want it to be because I just ran out of time to catch it and not because I wasn't fully prepared and it was like sweeping my whole team. So. Dang. Really is just proving me wrong on this. The test captures were so easy. This is definitely more difficult than any of my captures, including my my first Volcarona. As I recall, that one caught really easily too, and I was like, I feel like I kind of wasted a lot of time and effort setting this up. One, two, 3. Yes! We caught it. All right. Not that I really thought we weren't going to, but that catch was really dragging on. I probably skipped a bunch of it. We get the Dex entry. We get the Dex entry on this one. Not that I can read what any of that says, because, I mean, I could read some of it. I know some Italian. I'm just not fluent by any means. We do actually have a nickname that I did decide upon, which is based off of a couple of things. And that is Diaclass, which just barely fits. It's part of the scientific name, save real quick, part of the scientific name for the dancing moth, which I pulled because every time I start up the game, it says the season is summer, even though it's no longer summer in the game because, you know, it's stuck until you leave the area, but I'm underground in these ruins, and, well, it made me think of the lyric, from the song Dancer by Summer Underground. It's always summer underground, which, is the, you know, obviously, I guess where their name came from. So I thought of that, and like every time the game was starting up, I was thinking of that. And then I also thought about the fact that Volcarona gets Quiver Dance and it gets Fiery Dance as its signature move in this gen. Yeah, as you can see, it's very much not the same season anymore. But so I was thinking about it, I was like, you know, that would be really fitting. So I looked up the Dancing Moth, and that is not, I said that was the scientific name of the Dancing Moth. It's actually an old scientific name. It's not its current scientific name, but I didn't really like don't even remember what its current scientific name is, but it's from like the 1920s, I guess. And I liked that, and Diacolast is part of the name. It's not the whole thing, but I thought it made for a cool name. So that's why I decided to name it that. All right, you are back with me at the Poke Center. It's actually been a couple of hours since I found the shiny. I was supposed to talk to a couple of friends, and as it is, I was a little bit late thanks to Volcarona taking forever to capture. And I figured rather than making them wait longer while I'm trying to like hurry through my commentary, I would just put it on hold and come back to it, since like at that point I was able to save the game, which that was my biggest concern in trying to do it, you know, before. So I have not looked at it yet. I haven't pulled it out of the PC box, and we'll look at it together. I'm gonna nature guess quiet, which wouldn't be ideal for it. It is, however, my sort of default nature guess. So that would be kind of cool in that sense. I guess I should pull up a nature chart, and I should have thought to do that before I start recording, but I can do it quickly enough, because I don't know that I'm going to be able to translate it easily. But actually, well, yeah, I guess I'm going to see the nature as soon as I hover over it, so. It's modest? No way is it modest. That is the ideal nature for Volcarona. I'm pretty sure my original Volcarona, in my original black version playthrough, which I raised it up from the Larvesta egg. I didn't get the one from Relic Castle because I wanted to use it before the post game. I'm pretty sure that one was modest, which is insane. That's crazy. That is a perfect nature for it. And then there is shiny Volcarona in a dive ball, and she is female, which is really cool because I wanted my original Volcarona that I used in my first black version playthrough to be female, and it wasn't female, and I forgot to save before I got the egg, so I was locked into that. And then I wanted my first shiny to be female, and it wasn't, but now this one is female. It is a 50-50, so it's not that big deal. I don't know, I wanted a female Volcarona for some reason. Well, I mean, the first one because I wanted to give it like a feminine nickname, and then I said screw it and gave it the nickname even though it was male. But still, anyway, I'm happy to, it's cool to have the female since I already have a male, even if it's like, doesn't really make a difference. But let's go and show her off in battle. It is, as I said, it's April 8th. March 22nd, 2022 is when I started this quest. That is the day I started hunting Wurmple. So this quest has been going on for a little more than 2 years. I was kind of hoping, I was like hunting the last, day or two leading up to it being 2 years. And I was hoping I'd maybe be able to get it just inside 2 years, and it didn't happen. But yeah, this quest has been... It's been going on a long time. Longer than I feel like I realize, because it just does not seem like it's been going on that long, even though it's been full of crazy hunts. But here she is, finally, the final member of my Moth team in Gen 5. Crazy endeavor that I'm so glad that I undertook, but of course this isn't quite the end of the journey yet. I will be reviewing all the statistics from the quest and everything like that, but I will be doing that in my Elite Four video, which I've already recorded part 1 of that for the round 1 Elite Four, but obviously I couldn't do round 2 before I hunted Volcarona, so I will be putting that up next. Once I get around to playing through, I got to EV train Volcarona and everything, but yeah, it's going to be very, very surreal to close this out, but I'm definitely glad to. I mean, I'm glad I stuck with the hunt, the quest. I'm so glad to see this come to fruition. It's in so many ways been my favorite quest I've ever done. Also, I should say this, Volcarona's shiny is gorgeous. And it's funny because people will talk about how great Volcarona's shiny is, about it being like one of the best shinies, and I'm always sort of taken aback by that because I'm so like, I love Volcarona's design, so I I kind of don't see its shiny almost, if that makes any sense. It's like I'm so focused in on it being a design that I love that it barely even registers how it looks as a shiny. It's like, well, it's Volcarona, of course it's amazing. But yeah, Volcarona really does have a great shiny. I really lucked out because, you know, some people you just end up with not that great a shiny for your favorite Pokemon. But I will see you in the Elite Four battle. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this final hunt of this quest. Hope you enjoyed the whole quest up to this point. And, you know, as always, best of luck on all your hunts, and take care.